Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of a blind ham radio operator's ham radio adventures. It's been a while. I'm back. Thank you very much for 39173. Good luck. Yours it?
America, Bravo 8 to Lima, Lima, 55353, Park Victor Echo, 5395, QSL.
All right, so I'm back. Yeah, like I said in the preamble there, it's been a while since I last did a video. The last one was the vertical project, which for 80 meters with a coil, if you saw the video, wasn't so hot. And I guess due to the shortened length at 33 feet with a coil in hopes of making it, a dual bander. So I've since just mono-banded that, removed the coil, and, well, the coil's still in place, but bypassed the coil and mono-banded it strictly for 40 meters. And threw up an 80-meter monobander dipole, which I know we didn't do a video on. That was supposed to be for the ARRL DXSSB in March, but that didn't happen, and which leads me to why I've kind of been away. It's been a hard couple of months mentally. My mom passed on February 28th due to a fairly lengthy illness. She was admitted to hospital in November. She's been ill before that, but it kind of reached its peak in November. My wife and I undiagnosed COVID, so we battled with that for a couple of weeks. And then my wife got diagnosed with a serious liver ailment. And we kind of didn't know what to expect the first few weeks on that while we were waiting for her visit to the doctor for assessment and things like that. So, needless to say, my heart hasn't really been in radio at all. I attempted a run in the WPX the end of March, but my heart wasn't in it. I attempted a run in the ARI International DX contest a few weeks ago, but spent 3 hours and only made 11 contacts, so I closed that down. It wasn't my gear, because my last contact was a JA on 20 meters at around 10 o'clock my time, and he gave me a 5.9. So I guess, and on top of that, bands have been been atrocious, and you can have as good as gear as you like, but sometimes, at the end of the day, it's up to propagation and it's up to band conditions. All of this lovely northern lights being, seen as far south as, the Gulf of Mexico, and the meteorologists, oh great, we're going to see the northern lights and the aurora borealis and all of this beautiful sights at night. But they play havoc with amateur radio, so the bands have been atrocious too. So I've been kind of running out of ideas as well. All of my gear has pretty much been buttoned up and has been working FB. The 710 is a beautiful radio. The software is beautiful. Touch wood. My amp has settled down and is delivering a good solid 900 watts out with 40 watts of drive, although I don't run it there. I reduce it to like 30 and run between 650, 700, so on. So there hasn't been really much to do a video on. So I figured there's a contest up and coming, and I'm a part of the committee for planning this contest. I said, maybe it would be a good time now to do a video on this up and coming contest. And hence, it's going to be called Talking Atlantic Canada QSO Party. So around December of 2024, a group of maritime hams reached out to me to plan a Atlantic Canada QSO Party contest to be held June 7th, which is Saturday, from 1200 Zulu to 0200 Zulu. And you can adjust your time zone accordingly. So first of all, I really want to extend my heartfelt thanks to these guys. I'm not going to mention names, but I'm pretty sure one of them subscribes to my channel, maybe even two. Because I've been getting really discouraged about things with this hobby. I mean, even before my mom passed and the string got unraveled, I've been getting discouraged, and I want to thank these guys for reaching out to me personally, choosing me out of the number of VO1s and VO2s that are active in this province of Newfoundland and Labrador. They chose me, and I really appreciate that gesture, and I'm very pleased that I actually belong to something. Like I feel that I finally belong to a nice group that's planning things, contests or what have you, or in particular this contest, and hopefully it will continue. So I want to thank those guys for that. Kind of a rejuvenation of sorts. So we began planning this contest. Now, the contest is not new. In 2012, 2013, another group attempted this contest, and it kind of fizzled away. They didn't have much success. So this group that I'm a part of, the Atlantic Canada QSO Party Committee, we want to revitalize it. We want to revitalize it and have the world contact as many Atlantic Canada. I've got an itchy nose now. Of course, I'm making a video now. My allergies are probably going to act up, so I'll ask to be excused in advance if I have to sneeze. But so we got together and we planned to revitalize this ACQP contest, and I will put a link in the description so you guys can follow that and read all about the contest. There's an email sign up that you can fill out as well to express your intent if you're going to operate, that kind of thing. All the rules is there. The resources are there for the type of logger that's supported. So I will put the link to the description in the description. So, talking ACQP. So what is it? Well, it's an HF contest. It's going to cover 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. The modes are as follows. It's SSB, CW, or mixed. So it's a pretty simple, straightforward contest. There's no digital. Most of the bands are accessible with even the modest amount of equipment. Like, you can certainly put up an antenna for 20, 15, and 10, a simple dipole or a little vertical. You could even put up a small dipole for 40 meters. 80 might be tough in a small lot, unless you got, a nice mobile ham stick or Tar Heel, that sort of thing. A full-on dipole might be a little tough, but doable. So it's a simple little contest to cover those bands, which we chose because a lot of hams can get on these bands with simple antennas and so on. Modes, it's again SSB, CW, or mixed. Pretty straightforward there. You can either do SSB or CW or mixed. That's both CW and SSB. No digital, so no complicated, digital reports, FT8, FT4, RTTY, and so on. That may happen in the future. I just want to mention that right now for all of us, because I'm a big FT8, FT4 user, as you all know from seeing my videos. We may look at that as we plan for next year's contest, if this contest comes off and is a success. Not sure how to incorporate that. Maybe, I don't know, I'll take some ideas if anybody wants to leave them in the comments as well, how we could incorporate. It might have to be, a separate log with grid squares. Although WSJTX supports a variety of logs, a variety of digital allowances. You can do winter field day. You can do, regular summer field day. There's the Dutch PAC contest. So I think you could customize generally your messages to send your county, as in the case of the Maritimes, and the division, as in the case of Newfoundland and Labrador. But that's something we're going to look at in the future to see how we can incorporate a digital component. Logging, again, you'll find all this on the ACQP webpage. Right now, the supported loggers, off the top of my head, are N1MM, DX Log, Ham, Polo, I think it is, World Radio League, and I know I'm missing another one. I can't. It begins with a call sign, and I can't really remember it off the top. But you'll find it there on the website. The loggers that are supported. We have reached out to N3FJP, but he's got a lot in the pot going on, so he needs to redo his contesting engine, and but that may be revisited as well. So the object, and I wish I could do slides. I don't know how I can do that with doing a YouTube video. I might have to look at maybe using another platform to do the video instead of, I'm using QuickTime at the moment on my Mac. So maybe I might have to look at using another platform that can integrate a slide component for the future, but I'm really not sure how to do that at the moment. So the logging, yeah, I pretty much covered that. So the scoring is based on counties in the Maritimes, so Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and divisions for Newfoundland and Labrador. Now, of course, Newfoundland had to be different. We had to have our own time zone, so we're a half hour ahead of the Atlantic time zone. We don't have counties, we have divisions. We got to be the weird folks out here in the Atlantic, right? We got to march to the beat of our own drum and that kind of thing. So we have 3-letter divisions to coincide with the county lettering in the Maritimes. So the object is to work. So there's 47 counties and divisions total in Atlantic Canada. So to work all of us on all the bands. So there's 47 counties and divisions. So to work us all. If you're outside the Atlantic Canada region, your exchange would be your state or province. If you're outside North America or outside of Canada and the US, you would simply exchange your signal report and DX. Atlantic Canada stations participating, we don't get any points for working each other. We just get credit for the mults. Off the top of my head, I don't recall the value of each contact, so you can check that out as well on the webpage. I do believe that it's a point. I do believe per contact, per QSO. So, I don't think it matters if you get 500,000 points or 5 million points. I mean, if your station has the most points and most Qs and everything else, you will, you will place. Awards. We have a really nice plaque done up. It's like a coaster, and so that's the prize. There's gift certificates as well. That's being donated for finishers as well. I don't recall the exact order of who's going to get what. But that's what we're looking at as prizes. Honest to goodness things that would be nice to have. So that's the score. That's the award factor of it. What else can I say? Well, I encourage all of my subscribers, if you can, and you're in the Eastern Seaboard region outside of Canada, you're in the Midwest, upstate New York, and you have generally no issue with working Atlantic Canada and Europe and everywhere else, please join us for this contest. We'd love to have you, and I hope most of you can. And you haven't got to do the full spread. I mean, get on for 2 hours, get on for an hour, make a few contacts, submit a log. We really want to get this contest vitalized, and hopefully it can be a regular top calendar event each year going forward. So if you can, please get on. Again, it's a simple, straightforward contest, not too hard. What else? Not much else to say except, it's June 7th, 1200 Zulu to 0200. I've covered the modes and I've covered the scoring and pretty much. And again, you can go to the website once I put it in the description. I think that's pretty much all I've got regarding the ACQP. If you have any questions, on the website, again, there's an email sign up, and there's an email address given as well that you can contact us on if you have any questions. Categories. Okay, so the usual categories, you got single op, multi-op, high power, low power, QRP. It pretty well follows the state's QRP contest format. We have a portable. We have mobile. Because in Newfoundland, you can drive from county to county in the Maritimes. You can drive from division to division in Newfoundland and Labrador. And of course, the idea is to get as many counties and divisions on the air. yeah, so there's the mobile portable aspect as well. We're allowed spotting. I'm not sure for participants outside the Atlantic Canada region, because again, if you have two U.S. based stations, they won't get credit for working each other. The idea is to contact Atlantic Canada. So we are allowed to do the full self spotting, the whole 9 yards. So I think it's going to be fun. I really think it's going to be a fun contest. Hopefully the bands will cooperate. And of note, my club will be operating VO1 RAC. So the RAC stations are highly sought after in these type of contests. So hopefully you guys will listen up for us and the other stations in the ACQP from Atlantic Canada, and get on the air and participate. Maybe an hour or the whole contest. So we'd love to have as many participants as possible, and hopefully we can make this a thing going forward. A major calendar event. And again, we will meet after this contest and plan a future component if we can find a way to incorporate digital FT8 and FT4. So that's pretty much all I've got on the ACQP. Again, if you have any questions, you can go to the website and follow all the guidelines there to send us an email, or there's a contact form as well. And one of us would certainly be happy to get back to you and answer your questions. So, on that note, I will wrap this up by indicating what I may be doing going forward. I'm not sure what I'm really going to do. I know I'm looking at the potential of a new amplifier. I built a new station last year with the 710. Put up the tower in 22 with the rotor and Mosley. I've got a nice vertical antenna for 40, and I've got the dipole for 80 meters. So my station is pretty much put together as I want it. But I am thinking of a new amplifier. So there may be an unboxing coming up. Now that's going to be a while because the amplifier is very expensive, and I got to prop up the ham jar. So that's potentially in the works. To do that, I have to follow the wife. You know what they say, right? Happy wife, happy life. And I have to defrag of sorts. So if I'm getting a new amplifier, I'm not allowed two. So I am potentially going to do. Now I do have a video or a couple of videos already where we built where we upgraded the AL80B and did different things, tune-up procedure, stuff like that. But I do want to do maybe a full video of me operating the ADB for the potential for the purpose of demoing it for sale. I'm going to have to move on from that amp if I want the new one. Simply because the OM Power 2000 Plus is not cheap. That's the amplifier I have in mind. That's a $6,000 amplifier. So, and a new PAL-Star tuner. So it's going to be a pretty costly project. So maybe there will be some unboxing there. I'm on two minds about it because it is expensive. Like, we're talking with the tuner and the amp, like nearly $8,100. But in saying that, there are also my dream amplifiers coming up on the market. I'm starting to see a lot of TL922s, Ameritron AL82s, the old Amp Supply LA500 series, Tentec Centurions. Those were my dream amplifiers in the early 2000s. So I may, if I can jump on a late model AL82 and throw a bit of money into it, I might do that. Or I might just, yes, we went through the amplifier and installed some new components. And I might just send it out of country and have, a known amp repair company just go through it top to bottom and give it a clean, full bill of health. And I might order another 500Z tube to have 2 really brand new tubes plus a third spare. So there's some irons in the fire there. I really ideally want to, I have a power objective in mind. And safely that might not be achievable unless I get the brand new amp. I mean, I'd like to be able to run maybe a comfortable kilowatt SSB or 1500 watts, a kilowatt CW, and maybe 300 or 400 watts digital. I do want to be a little bit more of a powerhouse than I am. And that's another thing too. I mentioned the kilowatt CW. I'm seriously giving consideration to reinventing myself there as well, taking an honest to goodness kick at the key. And because you have lots of folks around the world who can't speak very good English, and they're on there pounding out on phone day in and day out, working DX, giving the 5.9 and things like that. And they make plenty of mistakes and stumble and stamble and everything else, but they still got the guts to do it. I should be viewing CW the same way. I'll make lots of mistakes, but I should do it. And so I'm really considering that as well. I'm going to get back to listening to the bulletins, the ARRL bulletins, and really brush up on my CW so that I can do that mode as well. Because it's almost I'm running out. That's how I feel. I'm running out of things to do with this hobby as well. Running out of a challenge. So maybe that's another thing to consider. Leave the amp turned off for a while. And maybe do a bit of QRP. Do a bit of 100 watt output if I want a challenge. Do CW. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully I can get some ideas to keep going with this channel. And if I run out, well, if I run out of things to talk about or to do videos on, this will be here for newcomers if they stumble across the web and they want to see, I want to see a Mosley dipole comparison. I want to hear what the Mosley sounds like, the audio from web SDRs in like New Zealand and so on. Because in the CQ worldwide video that we did, we have excerpts from the SDR in Mexico and in New Zealand with us operating on 10 meters, running a bit of juice and the Mosley. So, it's there's always somebody new who's probably going to stumble across this on the internet, and hopefully this will be of some benefit. So with that, I'll conclude by, again, thanking all of my subscribers. I really do appreciate you taking the time and joining me here. And again, hopefully what I'm doing is of value to you and to your friends if you're sharing it. And, let's try to keep things going. This is a great hobby. And despite the rhetoric that has been going on between two certain countries the last little while, I personally have no issue. I have no time for this. This is a great hobby. We can meet and talk to lots of interesting folks, share our culture, share our stories, and this rhetoric that's taking place to me is just a pile of garbage, and it has no place here in the hobby. So let's come together. Let's keep it all going, and hopefully most of you will join us for the ACQP on June 7th. And hopefully I can find something, to put here. It won't be an everyday occurrence or every week. It'll probably be maybe 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks between videos, depending on what the idea is and when I get an idea to talk about or show. Again, I apologize. It's just that my equipment has been pretty much buttoned up, which is what everybody wants, right? And a few family-related things that have kept me away. But there's POTAs coming up in the summer. Hopefully, I can grab my gear and go out for a couple of hours and show a POTA activation again. That kind of thing. I do have another FTM 200DR purchased again, so my Wires X video is there. So I'll be on the Wires X stuff as well. You can look out for me there. I generally frequent America Link. There's a Wires X repeater network out in Oregon. I think it's called Northeast Oregon. So I'm in there, as well as the CQ UK group and things like that. So listen out for me there if you're a Wires X person or even a DMR person. I guess most of this stuff is bridged across multi-modes. And listen up for me on HF as well. Hopefully some of you will recognize me and come and say hi. It'd be nice to put voices to the comments for sure. All right, I want to thank you all again. Smash that like button, the bell, the thumbs up, whatever you got to do for the YouTube stuff. And hopefully I'll get a video up. Not too long. Hopefully in a reasonable amount of time. And until then, thanks again for joining me. We'll see you in the ACQP, hopefully, and take care. 73 guys from Mike, VL10P.